good time. All right. Stratosphere 121. Promo versus Applejack. I'm not using their real name. Like you said, I'm just going to use their in-game name.
Yep, that's what you gotta...
For it, right?
Yep.
Promo building up a fractal. Needs that eyepiece. Wait, whoa, wait a minute. Where'd that come from? Oh, that's
Welcome to Tetrio, because, yeah, that's what we're gonna see here. Kuro keeping up some fast stacking here. Sorry, Applejack. I'll use that name. Both players finding some really nice down stacks. This is a lot of really clean garbage back and forth right now. Some very high stacks that these players are allowed to tank.
Backtrack is 6 from Promo. They're going to need that if they want to survive here. And they do break it, although the 12 from Applejack could be game ending. Oh,
and that is a 24 spike. That Promo is just able to absorb here, and we are kind of back to a neutral spot.
Yeah.
We are seeing some really similar speed and APM from both sides, so it may just come down to spiking and macro here, which is interesting to see.
Yeah, very close from both. Although, Apple, I nearly dead named them. Bloody. Could it be called dead naming? I thought that might be offensive. Yeah, Applejack takes the first round. Oh, Promo! That was quick. Another 24 that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, Promo hasn't even stacked into the garbage yet. Yeah, but to be fair, Applejack hasn't really sent much. So Promo just now getting into the garbage.
So Promo's play here is to upstack and then send that back to back. I mean, negative 17 for Applejack. That's a 23! But it doesn't do enough because Promo didn't have anything to follow it up. And Applejack actually sent back all of that garbage and more.
Yeah, and when you do send those high back-to-back surges, that is going to come in as clean. So it is easier to defend against a high spike than you would think. Sometimes.
Oh. I would not be surprised if... Yeah, no, actually... Promo's got a lot of clean garbage there. Does convert that into a bit more back-to-back. And pressures Applejack to the top of the board! And then yeah, that's going to be it.
Does not have the stack to find it. And, I mean, you think that building up 30 back-to-back is just excessive and maybe a little bit of BM, but no, it is not. That is not enough to kill. I was over Promo's shoulder, though, as he built up, I think, like 50 back-to-back in one of his bracket matches in Snow is Infinite.
Back-to-back.
Yeah, I was like, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
they're going for the achievement. Actually... I'm assuming that wouldn't even get close to their record, but...
It was just that it was in a bracket match. That was the funny part. Like, you're sitting next to your opponent, you're doing that.
Oh my god.
Promo eye spinning there.
And that was actually the right play.
That was the right play because it got Promo to slow down and stop building up his back-to-back, which, I mean, that's the macro play that comes in with this mechanic.
Yeah. I mean, also the ice spin was Promo's best play there, which I'm shocked to say that, honestly, because it didn't look
especially
like it.
Considering how much it slowed him down.
Yeah, exactly. And pretty standard gameplay. Pretty standard.
Yeah, pretty standard here. Just some good, clean stacking. I mean, keeping that board clean, these players make it look so easy. But there's definitely a lot of decisions going through their heads. And Applejack finding that down stack here, trying to look for more, just barely finding the pieces in time to stay alive here and continue on that down stack as Promo is building up that back-to-back here. And that is just keeps ticking in Promo's favor here.
Yeah, we're seeing something great here. We have 16 back-to-back and they're just still going with their 5-4. Still building it up. They don't get the donated Tetris, and they break the back-to-back, which does nothing again. Applejack's survival is insane.
It does kind of break momentum a little bit, but I mean, if you're Applejack there, you're expecting them to break back-to-back 24/7.
I mean, if we look at the game state 10 seconds later, like, yeah, it's pretty neutral here. All of Promo's hard work, and it does nothing. In fact, Applejack's now the one that breaks a combo, and it does a lot more to Promo than Promo did to them. But they still send it back, and Applejack's at the top of the board. What's going on?
Not able to find that down stack in time, and that is going to be a 3rd point in Promo's favor.
That was a wild back and forth, building up their spikes, sending surges back and forth, but Promo ultimately strode forth and took the round.
Yeah, Promo misdropping there, forcing him to break back-to-back early. Applejack does have a little bit of cheese on the board, but they're working through it right now. Promo building up that back-to-back yet again. Applejack looking to do the same here, actually not quite finding that back-to-back, just now finding it as both players continue stacking.
Oh, that was a quick fall back-to-back, getting their back-to-back up to 20.
That audio is just so menacing.
Oh. Dong, dong, dong. I haven't heard it before.
The literal ticking time bomb. Okay, Promo's gonna have to break back-to-back there, and yep.
It does nothing. How is
Well,
Promo's
I mean, Promo was at the top of the board. It makes sense that the back-to-back does nothing there. That was more of a defensive back-to-back surge rather than an offensive one.
That wasn't that
wink,
much
wink,
EQ,
nudge,
though,
nudge
surely.
zone.
Oh.
Promo finding that back-to-back yet again. Applejack still on the downstack, which that's kind of what you have to do in this situation against Promo.
Another 20 back-to-back. We get that sound effect again.
And there's a couple of
Applejack
misdrops there. Yeah, and Promo
41
just sends the
spike.
41 spike just in case. Just in case those misdrops were enough.
0.21 short of 500 versus as well.
Applejack going for the SDPC spin here.
And frankly, it might have worked out for them here. Oh, that's another couple of misdrops. They're going to try to stack through it. They're going to brute force through it.
Yeah, just the ST stacking to deal with it, and it's going to work. Promo's got some messy garbage on the board coming in, chooses to break back-to-back to cancel some of that, but Applejack getting out of that with the ST stacking is wild.
Yeah, just brute force stacking through it actually was the play. Applejack passing up a very clean, easy Kaiden in favor of just 9-0 stacking.
Catches Promo off guard a little bit. That forces Promo to break back-to-back, but a late misdrop there from Applejack seals that round. Oh, do we have a DC?
Oh dear.
Yeah, on my screen, this looks like a DC.
Yeah, the internet may not be that good on the farm. Yeah? You like that?
Oh my god. Yes, I did like that one. Promo typing GGWP in chat. All right. All right. So they've reconnected to the lobby.
Nice.
As Promo types Golf 2 in the chat. And so we will get this started back up here. Yeah, we're trying to figure out how to do this. I'm sure the players who have played in tournaments a lot have ideas. I don't. I'm just sitting here. Whatever they decide to do, we will communicate that to you.
Why can't you just do until Promo gets to 5 or one of them gets like if you get 5 gets to 5, we just
let them
the game.
decide. Just let them decide.
I'm assuming they would just top out. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a tournament guy. What do I do?
Promo says, is it not just first to 10 and end set if I get 5 points?
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, let them choose. Good idea. Good job, Wiley. You figured it out.
Yeah, thank you. yes.
All right. Promo saying, I'd rather not top out 20 million times. All right. And then Applejack types, I have to top out
No.
5 times, right? We just established this.
All right, Promo immediately just sprinting out, ready to go. Doesn't like that comment and is showing their rage with a 26.
5.71 PPS from Promo there. We can see why Promo is our 1 seed. If we do see that Promo Westall, I'm sure we will see some wild speed in that matchup.
That was really impressive.
It was.
It's like, no, you're not topping out here. Watch this. I'll top you out for you.
Okay. Ooh, Promo with a misdrop there on the side. That's going to force him to break back to back.
Oh my gosh.
Applejack just was in an awkward state right there and did not expect that back-to-back break, and that does just kill them.
Yeah, needed to set up a 3-piece T-spin overhang and just couldn't do it in time before Promo broke back-to-back. Tanked everything.
Applejack is the one to find back-to-back first here, as Promo did have to take a couple of burns.
Oh, 9, 11. Wait. 34? I'm just saying numbers at this point. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of numbers flying around. That's kind of how this game works. And Promo misdrops right there. Good recovery there as he is forced to break back-to-back. Applejack working through this very well, setting up a very nice fractal to get their back-to-back going again.
Going back to their LST here. Really clean. And breaks the... Oh my god, breaks into a 33!
Yeah, Promo just not having the pieces ready at the right time there, and that is going to be another round in Applejack's favor. So this is 8-2 right now, I'm pretty sure.
I think so,
yes. Yeah, it's 8-2.
Yeah. Oh my god, the 31.
Promo just stacking through this really well, as both players are forced to break their back-to-back here. Promo in a little bit of an awkward spot, but finds the down stack. Applejack is the first one to find that back-to-back again. Promo plonking a little bit here, but Applejack is in control of that back-to-back currently, and that's a little awkward from...
Oh,
all right, okay, so now Promo gets going again.
Promo just needs to give themselves a little bit of room to work at the top of the board here. They do down stack to give themselves space to maneuver, and actually pushes Applejack up in the process. Both players have cancelled everything. It's fairly neutral here.
Promo plonking a little bit right there, breaking that back-to-back immediately, not finding the stack that he wanted. Yeah, some LST on Promo's side. There's that 2-7 stacking as Promo brings us into a 9-0, and Applejack is down stacking through this garbage, finding that TST setup, getting those all spins ready to go. But that is Promo's garbage coming in from that Surge Send, and Applejack handles it really well.
That was incredibly well handled, yeah. And actually brings their board right back down. Promo building up a little bit of back-to-back. Gets it all.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah. We'll just... So the arc clears don't do much anymore, so it's honestly just more of a power move as Promo misdrops that T-spin.
It didn't do much. It was sort of just like so casual. I didn't really expect it. And actually, Applejack seems to be the one in the driver's seat here. Promo, no, actually they're just gonna send 2 Tetris and cancel everything. And we're back to
Promo finding
now.
their way into that well, which is exactly what you need to do there. And Applejack is stacking very cleanly. Some very strong stacks on both sides of the board here, but Promo is in control of the back-to-back right now.
Yeah, this is one of the longer rounds we've had so far this tournament. We're going on to 2 minutes now. We should start seeing some ramp up. And unfortunately for Applejack, there are no clutch clears, and they top out.
And that is just some insane APM spam from Promo to end that round.
That was sick.
It was.
Oh, we nearly had another quick round there. Promo just 2 rounds away from winning this. Don't be deceived by the scoreline, gang.
Yes, this is
Applejack was
9
really
to
good
2.
continuations.
Yeah, some really interesting continuations. Definitely doing a good job. I mean, starting a lot of these rounds with garbage on the board, Applejack is doing a good job of finding their way into those creative stacks. As Promo finds a TSS out of that misdrop, and it's still a little awkward here for Promo.
I assume they meant a 180 there, but I don't think it just quite worked out for them. The 180 would have cleaned things up perfectly. I'm not sure if it's possible or not, I'm not familiar with the 180s.
And that
And
is
Applejack
going
takes a
to
round.
give, yeah, Applejack a second, or sorry, third round here. So this is 9-3 in Promo's favor. SDPC spin on Applejack's side, as they are in control of the back-to-back first here, and that is what's going to come out of that SDPC spin. Yeah, okay. Nobody DC'd here. They're just waiting.
They're just hanging out, having a good time.
They're just hanging out. Yeah, they're just like taking a little bit of breather, you know.
It's difficult work, you know. They just need a second just to catch their breath.
Yep.
And Promo up at the top of the board here. I don't know. Applejack's got some good pressure, but no strong
Both players
attacks
with
now.
a little bit of messy garbage to work through here. Wondering, okay, so Promo does break the back-to-back in favor of that down stack. Applejack at the bottom of the board looking to upstack, getting a nice well there for themselves. And okay, Promo in a bit of an awkward spot, working through this here. Will likely find back-to-back on this down stack here at some point. Actually chooses not to go for it.
No,
Applejack
actually,
up at the top of the board,
Dole
but trying to APM spam.
Promo getting his back-to-back first. Finds 5, finds 6, is going to keep on finding it. Breaks it early, though, as Applejack gets a 23 down stack. And another down stack of 37! Where'd that come from?
My goodness. And Promo is alive, not quite. And that is going to be 9-4, still in Promo's favor.
You're doing good to keep up with the score. Like, I'm struggling.
I've got to say it every round, otherwise I'm going to lose track of it. So it's...
Yeah, oh, and Badoodle did not like the misdropped down stack there. We'll take your feedback into account and see if Promo can do a bit better job here. Ooh. And no, that was dirty. 582 versus as well.
And this is now 9-5.
Numbers, yes. Gang, numbers.
9-5.
I'd love a 9-5. That'd be nice.
You've literally
back-to-back of 11.
Okay. Okay.
I've never had real work.
No.
I've never had normal hours actually. I've had real work. I've just never had normal hours.
All right. Both players finding some APM here. Applejack with a very strong stack, but a little bit of a misdrop that's going to cause some hesitation. Give Promo some time to build up his back-to-back.
And Applejack is hanging out, just vibing.
Just ready with that. It's like a TSS into a quad spike, and probably going to find like a TSD out of it as well.
They had to talk to their mom. Don't worry. Well, it was completely natural.
Like that. Yeah, I like that strat from Promo. Just building up the 9-0. Might as well if you're in that situation.
Yeah, considering your opponent's at least 1 pick away from attacking, it's actually a great idea. You'll have the reaction.
And that is a misdrop from Promo that he's not able to fully recover from. And this is 9-6. This is coming back into the realm of being feasible for Applejack right here.
Yeah, Promo's first power move, where they just immediately kill with a 26 spike, is a long-forgotten memory now, as Applejack claws back round by round to make this a tie.
Promo seeing the plonking and just sending the attack. Some LST here from Promo, very strong stacking. Applejack with the slightly more awkward stack, and there they find that insane down stack that's going to leave Promo's board not looking ideal here, but Applejack with a couple of misdrops, they've cleaned it up very well and have gone back into that strong stack, that 09 over here for now. Setting up the STSD. Yeah, Promo trying to find a bit of a strong combo there, not quite finding it. It's hard to tell when these players are going for PPS. You look away from one board and you're not entirely sure what they're trying to do. All right, so Applejack is in control of the back-to-back right now, but Promo pressuring forces Applejack to break it.
Yeah, no, Promo's quite up on the board. Converting into a 16 down stack that seems to go nowhere, as Applejack's also outputting a lot of attack here.
Yeah, Promo has to take a little bit to clean up this board, but has cleaned it up very well, and definitely a little bit of hesitation, which is understandable when these moves are going that quickly, it's so difficult to screen watch at this speed and understand where your opponent's at. Promo misdrops that T-spin. That's going to leave him at a slight deficit here, but he's recovering very well with that 18 spike.
So far, nothing too wild though this round. We've seen a couple of big spikes, but that seems to be the norm at this level.
Yeah, and this is shaping up to be another pretty long round here, as neither player is really relenting here. A couple of small mistakes, but nothing round ending yet.
Yeah, another 2-minute round.
I would say both players playing the safe right now, not quite finding that back-to-back, kind of going more for that down stack. I'm seeing Promo slowing down maybe a little bit.
Yeah, almost identical verses as well. Almost identical speed, almost identical everything. They're playing so closely to each other. It's just going to be who finds the slightly better play. Applejack finds a mid-well Kaiden and then opens up their well and... Ooh, I spoke too slowly because they're already out of it and they're 20 pieces ahead.
It's always interesting seeing gravity margin come into play in these high-ranking matches. It always looks a little
yeah,
wrong.
And the multiplier should be kicking up. That was an ice spin from Applejack. Hello. The multiplier margin should be starting to creep up as well.
Yeah, that does happen at that 3-minute mark. For now, these players still sending normal amounts of garbage. But yeah, that will... If the round doesn't end by 3 minutes, all right, we're here. And so now we're going to see slightly increase attack values here.
Which I don't mind. I think that's fun. That's cool. Yeah, that Tetris was worth 6 for some reason. There it is there. That Tetris was worth 9. Oh my gosh. Okay, things are starting to get a bit more wild. And I think Applejack's misdrop there with the... Was that an L or an S?
It was an L.
It was an L. Yeah, not fantastic. That's going to be the thing that kills them. And now Promo's just one round away from victory. 10-6.
This is match point here for Promo. Applejack going for the C-spin opener here as Promo is just spamming that 6-3.
That's a very quick 8 back-to-back into a 15! And Applejack, once again, as I've said many times this match, has survived. Ooh. I don't know if I can say the same about Promo, though. Promo goes down. 10-7.
10-7 indeed.
Applejack seems tired. I don't know, what time would it be for them? I'm not really sure. It's Canada, right, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, 5 p.m.
They've had a long day. They've had a long day.
Yeah.
I mean, playing against Promo cannot be easy. Like, I don't think, like, I would be, I don't think I'd be feeling fresh at this point. I'll say that much.
Ooh, Promo misdrops, and that is going to be the round. Yeah, Promo misdropping at the wrong time there just allows Applejack Spike to go through, and this is now 10-8.
Yeah, if Applejack... I'm not going to jinx it, but Applejack's not, you know, they're not out of this yet.
No.
Promo with the 26, building out their back-to-back through the entire thing, sends that. Meanwhile, Applejack is the one...
Oh. Yeah, this is very awkward right here. You can tell this is not where Promo wants to be.
No, this will be very, I'd be on edge of Al's Promo. I mean, he's just seemingly pushed up to the board time and time again.
I mean, but if any player is used to playing in this situation, I mean, the way that all of these players play under pressure is just insane.
It's something to behold, right? It's
yeah.
I mean, to me at least, I am very impressed by all who have been playing today.
Applejack has some misdrops.
I don't like those dependencies they had to face there, but they do have a pretty decent way to open up that well, and nearly finds a PC at the end of that. They just needed an eyepiece. Did not come. And Promo... Oh, no. That's going to be the match. Yeah.
Yeah, just one misdrop right there, and that is our match. We have players putting GGs in chat, so that means that we did count correctly.
Yeah. That's going to be it, guys. Oh, okay.
Promo just tried to build up a center forward. All right. Okay,